Well, Marian, what do you
Taylos.
call it when your virtual assistant misunderstands your request?
Insubordination. What?
Dysalexa.
Oh. I hate those things. I hate those things. I hate Siri. I hate Alexa. I hate Google. Hey Google, whatever. I mean, I love Google. I hate those virtual assistant things, but hilarious.
Clearly.
Well, yes. Welcome everyone to the Masterful Morning Show. And this is a super special, exciting, amazing episode that we're super stoked to bring to you today because we have Marian Knopp, the founder of Workflow Wonder, here on the show. Now you might recognize her. She's in a couple other things, but she is the productivity tip the only one that you'll ever need. So welcome, Marian. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Technically, you have the founder of Workflow Wonder on every episode.
But we're excited. We're excited
or
that
should
we
I
get to
say,
dive in.
thanks for agreeing to let me schedule myself today.
You don't have to give them all the backgrounds.
Spoiler alert.
No, we're
guys.
excited. So happy that you're here so that we can really dive in and check out and see what you have going on. We felt the enthusiasm building. We see it all over the social media and we see what you have going on. So tell us a little bit about what's going on. What would you like to share with us?
Well, I'll go ahead and give you some two exclusives to my favorite morning show. And that would be, the first off is that today I dropped the productivity tip of the day. It's back for 2021. So you can check your podcast platform or go to the Workflow Wonder YouTube channel and you will see our first episode, Manage Your Workflow, is ready. So that's the first exclusive. And the second exclusive is I've got a very big event coming up at the end of this month. I've been working so hard on it. Taylos and Melanie have probably endured me talking about it all day, every day. But I decided to just put all of my productivity knowledge out there in one big program. And I'm introducing it at the end of this month in the Ultimate Productivity Workflow. And those of you who have been following me, you know probably little bits and pieces of my productivity style because I do little workshops like intentional time blocking. I say little, they're not little, they're pretty comprehensive. They're huge lifestyle shifts, but intentional time blocking, reaching inbox zero everywhere, systemizing, all of that. I do little bits and pieces, but I've never actually put the whole thing together. And so people still, even my own customers will still ask me, well, how do you do it all? How do you do these things? They know I'm productive. They see it. They see the results. I'm really good at just getting things done when it comes to execution in online businesses. But I want to actually reveal the whole picture of what it looks like. And so that's what I am revealing at the end of this month.
It's so exciting. I'm glad for your podcast being back. I love the layout. It's soothing to listen to your voice in the whole podcast. Just everything about it. I love it. So I'm super excited for that. And with the launching of this whole this program here, what is it? I know productivity is important for everyone. Who is it that you've in your mind really targeted? Who is your target person that you're that would really be drawn in for this?
Yeah, well, everyone knows that I'm a huge fan of assistants because I started as an assistant. I was a traditional assistant in, the corporate world, and I climbed the ladder from the lowest level of admin work to the C-suite, and I became an executive assistant. And then I switched gears and I moved into virtual assisting world. So I've got this wide spectrum. I'm actually a certified administrative professional, and I just love, love, love assistants and what they do for organizations because they really are the ones that get things done. Entrepreneurs and the big leaders, in all of the businesses, they decide what needs to get done. They've got the strategy down, but then to actually execute it and make the things happen, a lot of that falls on their team members and assistants. And so I love, love, love helping assistants be more productive because they need it more than anyone else. They're the ones doing 100% execution all the time. They're not making the big decisions on strategy of what needs to happen when there are, levels of assistants that might do some management work, but a lot of the, team members and freelancers in the assistant world are getting things done, task after task after task. And so I want to help them. But that being said, I am kind of doing more entrepreneur work than I am being an assistant. And I use my own productivity workflow, of course, to do it all. So my productivity workflow isn't just for assistants, it's for anyone who wants to get things done. And we're seeing a lot of solopreneurs and online entrepreneurs doing all of the work themselves. And they might have a few like freelancers that they have on contract, or a very small team, or even no team at all. And they have to get things done. And so I want to help them as well. I would love if they just succeeded so much that they were able to outsource. I want them to outsource to assistants. I want them to be able to expand their team and scale their business in the way that they want that, if they want that kind of freedom. But if they are not going to delegate to an assistant, then I want them to be as productive as they can.
Fantastic. So at what point did you decide to become a virtual assistant, and what inspired you to, leave the corporate world and jump out on your own?
Well, that's a great question, Taylos, and a deep one. You're supposed to be the comedy officer. Yeah, that's deep. Well, I was in the C-suite. I'd made it. I'd finally gotten to that kind of pinnacle of my career, and I realized there wasn't really many options on where to go next. I would have to escalate by going into a management position or something like that. There was no, next tier for an assistant at that level. And I was getting frustrated with having to use the tools that the organization insisted upon, because oftentimes when you're working for other people, they decide on what tools that you use. And I was dealing with a lot of Microsoft products and things that just didn't have the bells and whistles that I knew existed out there. And I would daydream about one day moving to California and getting to work for a startup or in Silicon Valley. And wouldn't it be super nice to be able to use Google, and all of their wonderful cloud technologies. And I was getting into things like Trello, which I still love today. And so I wasn't happy anymore. I wasn't happy anymore. And I was seeing things in my environment that just weren't pleasing to my life. And I had started to cry every single day. It became a very traumatic environment for me to be working in. Beyond just my own experience, there was just things happening in that company. And my partner actually told me to quit 3 different times, and I didn't listen to him till the 3rd time. But I remember he even met me for lunch one day, and he said, "Okay, after lunch, you're going to go to your boss's office and you're going to quit." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to do it." And on my way to quit, the president of the company interrupted me, and he was like, "Are you living the dream?" And I was like, "Absolutely." And then I realized, oh, I can't quit today then. So, it was so silly. But I did make the leap. I didn't have a plan. I did not have a plan. I did not have a savings. I did not have a career strategy. I did not know what was next for me. I just knew that I was ready for more. I was ready to tackle more. And I wanted so much freedom. I wanted the freedom to do what I wanted to do. I wanted to do it the way that I wanted to do it. I didn't want to be held back because, you know, so many other people thought things should be done certain ways, even though, you know, I knew better, you know, and maybe I did or maybe I didn't. That's not the point. That's how I felt. And so yeah, I got a little lost. I am a librarian. Fun fact, I am Marian the librarian. And I have a master's of library science. So I did get like a little part-time gig at the library. I ended up becoming an assistant for another a dean at a college over the summer. And I kind of, when I went to do that, I did it as more of a summer job. I was like, this is just my summer job. I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do later. And so I was looking into the virtual assistant world, and I was specifically going on to remote job sites looking for those startups that I had always daydreamed about. And that's when I found a really amazing job. I found Billy Bross. He was looking for his first ever assistant, and he needed all of the things done. And he is a famous online marketing guru. He does incredible work with online course creators in helping them grow their business. And we really hit it off. Like he he came into the interview and I had an agenda for the interview because I was ready to go. I was like, I wanted to show him my stuff. And he was like, when I saw the agenda, I knew that you were exactly who I needed. And so I was like, perfect. And so yeah, he hired me, and it was like winning the lottery. It was winning the lottery because it wasn't just getting to do what I wanted to do, which is being a virtual assistant, but it was also in a world that he taught me so much about online business. And I didn't just learn from his business, I learned from his clients' businesses, because he has all of these online course creators that he's helping. And so I would then be helping them, and I would learn so much. So I see what it takes to manage the operations in, you know, a 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure businesses, because that's what's, you know, that's what he was helping with. And then it's just been uphill from there, just in terms of scaling my aspirations and starting a business with you guys and all of that.
That's super powerful. And I really love how you talk about the freedom, because you often talk on the show here and in other areas, and we get to hear it a lot about how you want that for other people as well. And that seems to be pretty big, powerful driving force. And oftentimes you light up when you talk about that. So, and I also want to say just amazing work at listening and being in tune and being aware of the things in your environment from where you were working, and things were just yelling at you like, you need to get out of here, and to hear that calling. So that's super awesome. And just really, really, you're a leader. You're showing people how it can be done. And with all of your knowledge in being a virtual assistant, and also with the access to the entrepreneur and being an amazing entrepreneur yourself, it's the perfect lineup. And I am so glad to see this coming out and this being offered. So thank you so much for sharing with us. Is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
No, yeah, you guys can check me out at the Productivity Tip of the Day. You can find that on YouTube or any of your favorite podcast platforms. And if you want to show up to the Ultimate Productivity Workflow event, which I think everyone needs to, you can go to ultimateproductivityworkflow.com. The link is also in the description of this episode. Oh, look, I just turned into the interviewer. And yeah, join me. It's January 18th. It's 4 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to reveal it all. I'm going to share how I get things done, from my time management to my task management to systemizing things, how I follow up with people. All of that is crucial to actually getting things done all the time.
Thank you so much, Marian.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. Thanks, Marian.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.